Stop chasing people if you want peace, because the moment you focus on yourself and stay silent, that's the moment everything in your life begins to fall into place. It sounds simple, but in a world addicted to noise, validation, and external approval, focusing on yourself and staying silent is the most rebellious and powerful act you can take. In this video, you'll discover the ancient Stoic strategies that helped emperors like Marcus Aurelius and philosophers like Epictetus master inner peace by doing just that. Let's begin with why silence is louder than you think. 1. The power of silence in a loud world. Noise is everywhere. Everyone wants to be heard. Everyone wants to be seen. But few stop to ask, what am I saying and why? Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, which became the book Meditations, "The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have." When you're constantly explaining yourself, defending yourself, chasing people for love, validation, or attention, you hand over your power. Stoicism teaches us to stop this madness, to go inward, to find strength in stillness. Imagine being in a room where everyone is shouting. Now imagine one person sitting calmly, unmoved, observant, silent. Who has the most power? It's not the loudest, it's the calmest. Silence is intimidating because it signals strength. It shows you don't need to prove anything. You know who you are. 2. When you focus on yourself, everything changes. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean being selfish. It means shifting from outward distraction to inward mastery. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Most of us waste time obsessing over what others think. We give away pieces of ourselves to please others, hoping it brings peace. But here's the truth. Chasing people, opinions, or approval only brings anxiety. Real peace comes when you do the hard work of building yourself, when you set boundaries, when you say no, when you stop explaining and start evolving. That's when you start attracting the right things, the right people, the right energy, because you are aligned, grounded, whole. 3. How Stoicism saves you from neediness. Have you ever felt the urge to text someone who's pulling away, or the need to explain yourself after being misunderstood? That's emotional impulsiveness. It's your ego begging for clarity, validation, or connection. But Stoicism teaches restraint. Epictetus taught his students this golden rule. If someone does you wrong, never react immediately. Train yourself to pause. That pause is everything. It gives you space to choose reason over reaction. It allows you to reclaim your dignity. It teaches you the sacred art of walking away, silently, without drama. And that silence is your power move. Because when you stop feeding chaos with attention, it starves. 4. People respect you more when you choose silence. Here's a paradox. The less you speak, the more your words mean. The less you react, the more respect you gain. When you start focusing on your growth, emotionally, physically, spiritually, people notice, even in your silence. You stop chasing and they start wondering, why are you so calm? Why are you so distant? Why aren't you trying so hard anymore? Because you've elevated, because you've remembered who you are, because your energy is now expensive and not everyone can afford it. And ironically, that's when the world starts chasing you. 5. The Stoic strategy for staying silent and unbothered. So how do you actually do this? How do you focus on yourself and stay silent when your mind is racing, when people provoke you, when life feels overwhelming? Let's break it down with 5 Stoic habits. 1. Morning stillness practice. Before you check your phone or talk to anyone, sit in silence. Reflect, breathe. Marcus Aurelius started his days by journaling. reminding himself of what he could control and what he couldn't. 2. Observe more, speak less. Train yourself to be the last to speak in conversations. Listen deeply. Respond only when necessary. Speak from purpose, not ego. 3. Emotional journaling. Instead of texting someone who hurt you, write it out in a journal. Seneca wrote letters to himself, not to seek pity, but to seek clarity. 4. Digital boundaries. Unfollow accounts that trigger comparison or anxiety. Silence isn't just verbal, it's digital too. Protect your peace. 5. Walk away with dignity. When someone disrespects you or your boundaries, don't explain, don't fight, just walk away, and let your absence speak volumes. 6. Modern examples that prove the Stoic path works. Let's take 2 real-world stories. Story 1. The silent breakup. Jason was ghosted by someone he deeply loved. He felt the urge to beg, to demand closure, but instead, he chose silence. He focused on rebuilding his life, going to the gym, working on his business, and journaling daily. Months later, not only did his ex reach out, but multiple people in his life noticed his glow-up. Why? Because silence gave him space to evolve. Story 2. The workplace disrespect. Maria's co-worker constantly undermined her in meetings. Instead of confronting emotionally, she documented everything and responded only with facts, professionalism, and silence. Eventually, her calmness gained respect, even from the boss, and the toxic co-worker lost their influence. In both stories, silence wasn't weakness. It was a strategic, stoic power move. 7. The deeper reason. Why silence works. Silence removes ego from the equation. When you're silent, you're no longer trying to win. You're no longer attached to being right. You're simply observing, accepting reality without trying to control it. This is what the Stoics called ataraxia, a state of unshakable inner calm. And guess what? That calm is magnetic. People feel it. They trust it. They're drawn to it. You don't have to chase anything, not love, not success, not happiness. When you master yourself, everything comes to you. 8. Closing reflection. Become the calm in the chaos. If you take nothing else from this video, remember this. You are not obligated to explain yourself to anyone. You don't need to chase love, approval, or validation. You only need to turn inward. Focus on your mind, your health, your peace, and watch how the world realigns around your energy. As Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Think powerfully, act wisely, speak rarely, because when you focus on yourself and stay silent, everything, slowly but surely, begins to fall into place. If this message spoke to your soul, if you're ready to reclaim your peace, your dignity, your power, then don't just watch. Live this. Subscribe for more Stoic wisdom to transform your mind. Comment below, I choose silence and growth. And hit that bell so you never miss a moment of calm in a noisy world. Until next time, stay silent, stay grounded, stay powerful.